Hi everyone and welcome back to Slip Twip Knit. I'm Shelby and I'm coming to you from Shelby Township, Michigan, aka Shelby Twip, aka The Twip. And if you're new here, that is where the name of my podcast is coming from. It's a mashup of Slip Knit and Shelby Twip, or Shelby from the Twip. That's what I am. I'm Shelby from the Twip on here as well as on Ravelry and on Instagram. This is my knitting podcast, and thank you for taking the time to watch. So I'll get down to business here right now. Oh no, my stitch marker just fell off. Whoops. I'll have to replace that. Okay, so should I start? I'll start with what you guys have already seen in the past regarding my whips. I only have 3 today. I haven't made a whole lot of progress in the last, well, I guess in the scheme of things it's only been a week and a half, but like I really just, right now with where I'm at work, things are just kind of overwhelming, and it's nice to come home and knit, but usually by the time I get home I basically just go straight to bed and I do bed knitting, which I can show you about the bed knitting. I'll tell you about that, but I'll start off with my other whips I'll start with my other whips. So first and foremost, I'm not sure if you guys know this, but I love socks. Socks are great. And they're my favorite thing to knit right now. But anyway, this is the Moonflower sock. I am knitting these for my mom for Christmas. I have one complete already. This is a pattern by Stephanie Etting. She goes on Instagram as Very Busy Monkey. A lot of her, I would say a lot of her designs are like math and science inspired. So she has some that are named after flowers and, you know, I would say botany / horticulture. So this is what it looks like if you stretch it out. This is a super easy, fun pattern. And it's really intuitive. You don't need a whole lot. I would say that if you are a beginner with socks, but you're a little bit past vanilla, oh my gosh. If you're a little bit past vanilla knitting, vanilla socks, I would recommend this sock. Once I'm done making a pair for my mom, I'm gonna be on the hunt for a nice solid or tonal yarn that I can do a pair for myself in. So super fun, super easy. I have a lot of good things to say about this sock. And then last time I recorded, I hadn't started sock number 2 yet. I had just finished like an hour before I'd finished sock number 1. So that's what I'm doing. At some point I'm going to start knitting socks 2 at a time. I'm just not there yet. So that's sock number 1. Sock number 2, I've talked about these socks literally every week since I started my podcast because I pretty much always have one on the needles. And these are the Woodland Walk socks, and I'll show you them. This is a close-up. It has a nice little leaf motif. This is the Woodland Walk sock, as I said, and it's by This Handmade Life. And this is the 4th pair that I've knit this year. And I am knitting it in the Knit Picks Stroll pumpkin colorway because obviously if you have socks with a leaf motif on them, you almost have to, if you're not going to do them in green, you almost have to do a fall color. And I was thinking about it the other day and I was like, it's not that I'm over socks right now, because I'm not. I love socks. What I need to do is I need to finish these ones for my mom and the other pair I'm working on for my mom, and then I'm done knitting people socks for Christmas. But I was thinking about the Woodland Walk sock today, and I really like prime numbers, which is something I don't think you guys know about me. I like prime numbers, and right now I've knit 4 pairs this year. I think I'm gonna knit a 5th one. I like numbers that are rounded to 5s or just prime numbers. 5 is a prime number. I think I might do another pair. And this pair is either going to be yellow or red. I haven't decided. But I guess that's just how it goes. It's not it's not an obsession or a compulsion. It's just I kind of feel like doing a 5th one. Like I said, numbers that are multiples of 5, they kind of make me happy. It's weird. It probably is weird. Yeah. Does anybody else like numbers? Do you have numbers that you like? Because my favorite number is actually 27. I also like 72. But then when it comes, but prime numbers, I don't know what it is. Prime numbers and then multiples of 5 for some reason. I don't know. I don't. It is what it is. So 6 minutes into this podcast and you're probably like, this girl's weird and changing the podcast, and that's just fine. I understand. Because numbers, not everybody likes numbers. I don't really like numbers. I don't even like, it's not that I didn't like, it's not that I didn't like math. I was good at math, but I didn't like math. So anyway, I'm going to show you guys the work in progress I've kind of been building up to over the last couple episodes, and that is my love note. So, one second here. This is what I have so far. So I've finished, obviously, the cast on. I'm almost done with the first lace repeat is where I'm at. So I have one more round before I finish the lace. Well, before I finish section 1 of the lace, and then I'm gonna have to do one more repeat of that, and then I'll be on the body of it. So I think if I can do a couple of rows on this per evening, actually more than a couple. If I do a couple rows of this, and by a couple I mean 4, which is not a couple. So if I do 4 rows a night on this, I'll be done by Wednesday with the lace section, and then I can just get into the body and the sleeves and finishing this. And I'm excited about the way that this is turning out. Let me, if I can show you. Oh, can you see the yarn? Can you see how pretty the yarn is? No. So that's what the yarn looks like. This is my first time knitting with mohair. And the yarn I'm using this is kind of, I think, the first time I'm using a tweed as well. And the yarn I'm using is right here in my other arm. This is what I'm using. This is Stress Knits, and it's the Tweedy base in the colorway Betty. And this is just Shibui Knits Silk Cloud in the color Ash. So that's what I'm doing. I had a darker blue that I was using for my swatch, and then I was like, I really don't like this look. It was really denim-y. It looked super pretty on camera. It was super pretty in general, but it just wasn't. I want to highlight the tweediness of the tweed. And that wasn't happening with a darker blue. And so I got this gray, and I think the gray does a good job. It kind of warms it up a little bit, but it still highlights, obviously not in this light, but it highlights it does warm it up, and it still brings out the blue without making it a darker blue. So that's where I'm at. And then, so hopefully next time you see me, I will have made a little bit, I will have continued to make progress, and then we will, so where's the beginning of the round? The yarn's on this side. Okay, sorry. So what I'm going to do after this is I'm going to put my progress keepers on the socks and on this. So next time you see how much progress I've made, and then we can, I can tell you a little more. I really liked with this project, I did a new skill, and once I finish it I'll reflect a little more, I'm sure, but for the purposes, I'd never done a provisional cast on before, and if I'm being honest, it scared the hell out of me. But I did it. I looked up a tutorial, and I want to say it was Pearl Soho. It was her tutorial that I really liked and used. So if I don't link it down below today, which I should, note to self, I'll definitely share that too when I finish this and I do a little bit of reflecting. But I really liked that tutorial, and I really liked the way she did the cast on with that. So that's it for my current, well, that's it for the whips I've actually worked on in the last week and a half. I take my sock knitting with me to work, and I work on that on my lunch break, and then the Love Note's pretty much been taking up my time at home in bed. That's my bed knitting right now. I was in such a horrible mood on Friday that I was actually scared to work on my Love Note, because when I'm in does anybody else have this problem? When you're in a bad mood and you make one mistake, sometimes that one mistake just throws you over the edge and you like frog your whole project. That's me. I do that, and I was actually scared to do it. I was scared to work on the Love Note because I was scared I would do it, but I didn't. I did make a mistake on round 5 the first time. Not completely. I made a mistake like for the first 2 leaves. And then I figured it out by leaf number 3. So I just kind of left it. You guys won't notice. I won't notice. I might notice. I don't think anybody's gonna notice other than me. But I was in such a weird mood because I needed something that I knew would challenge me a little bit, but I was scared to work on the Love Note because frogging mohair and yarn, I've heard, is a pain in the you-know-what. So I did it anyway. I faced my fears, and it turned out all right. And then this will get done. This is gonna get done, and I'm really excited, and it's gonna look great for springtime. And maybe, well, late winter, early spring. That's what I'm hoping. What other whips do I have right now? I am still working on my farmhouse cardigan, but I finished sleeve number 1 and I haven't cast on sleeve number 2 yet. I need to do that. And then for the Hermione's Everyday socks that I'm working on for my mom, I haven't done any more on those since last time. And I think what I'm going to do, I actually really like the heel turn from the Moonflower sock. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to adapt. I think they have the same amount of stitches. So crap, I'm almost out of battery again. Anyway, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast on, they have the same amount of stitches cast on, so I think I'm going to adapt the heel turn from the Moonflower sock. And I am going to stop recording real quick and do maybe 15 minutes of charging. I'll be right back. See you in a second. Bye. I'm back, and I realized that I did not need to say bye to you guys because I was going to just let my camera charge for like 5 seconds. Well, 10 minutes and then come back. I don't know. Who knows? I'm just all over the place. So I also realized I forgot to tell you a couple things about my knitting, and then I guess I'm done with the knit talk. I was pretty wrapped up with the knitting, but I forgot to mention my Love Note. The Love Note pattern, if you're unfamiliar with it, is by Tin Can Knits, and this is a cast on I'm working on with Kelly from Miss Kel's Crafty podcast. So I will share her information down below as well. She is on Instagram at the very least as Miss Kel C 1, 2, 3. So I'll share that information down below. And I don't think I have, like I said, I don't really think I have a whole lot of knitting talk, so we can see what's going on. My forehead itches. As always, my face always itches, and I'm always touching my face, and I'm like, I need to stop. So what else is happening? Like I said, work's been kind of overwhelming, and that's fine. Work, I tell people on my team all the time, because apparently I'm really well adjusted and I never ever realized it. But I tell people on my team at work all the time, this is only temporary. This is not forever. Things suck right now, but in a few weeks it's going to be fine. It's going to work out. Everything works out the way it's supposed to. So a lot of things are just kind of changing within the company I work at as well, and that's part of it, I think. Also, we're just like, there's a ton of, like, just the workload right now is a little, it's kind of nuts. Friday last week, I took an extended lunch break, and I took my time getting into work, because when I punched out on Thursday, I was already over 36 hours. And I was like, I have to take my time getting into work, and I have to take an extended lunch, because I don't want to leave early. Last time someone left early, everything blew up on my partner when our other partner left. So I didn't want to do that to her, and so I just took an extended lunch break. I still got 4 hours of overtime. I took an extended lunch break, and I still was over my hours quite a bit. I took an extended lunch break so I would avoid having 4 hours of overtime. I still wound up with 4 hours of overtime. Which is to say, I stayed at work until 7 p.m. on a Friday. But whatever, it is what it is. Like I said, this is not forever, and I just need to go back to reinstituting my rule of not answering emails sent after 4 or 4:30 p.m. That's what happens. But something came up, and it seemed like an emergency, so I took care of it. So that's what's going on there. I try not to talk about work when I'm not working. Although technically I am working today. I just am on my lunch break. I don't know what else is going on. I thought of a good prompt for the comments, if that's cool. Do I want to get there though? Is there anything else to talk about? This is why I need to do things. I need to do things. Oh, so this weekend I was supposed to go to the apple orchard with some of my girlfriends from work, and that didn't happen because 2 of them were sick and 1 of them was out of town. So I was like, okay, well, let's just reschedule. And that's fine. But Saturday was a surprisingly long day. So fun fact, I don't record in my room. I record in my sister's room, because my sister's room is usually a lot cleaner than mine, because she doesn't live here. But if you see the kennel behind me, that's where her puppy sleeps when they come home to visit. So my mom and I didn't have anything to do on Saturday, and Dad's out of town, and he's hunting for fowl of some sort, and he took the dog with him. But anyway, my sister and her boyfriend live in Lansing area, so we were like, okay, well, what are we gonna do? And it just turned out Saturday was my cousin's birthday, and they went up to Lansing to see her sister. So we were like, why don't we just meet up with them and my sister, and we'll, you know, get a drink and food or whatever. So we left that afternoon, and we went up there, and it was great. We got to see the dog, and he was so funny. He's super smart. They live in an apartment, so I think this might be part of it. But he got house trained like that. But he's still in the phase where his teeth are like needles, and he has to bite everything. That stage, hopefully it ends soon. But you know, we just do the no bite thing. Grab his snout and just kind of, no, you're not allowed to bite. Anyway, he's so smart and so cute, and he's fluffy. He's a golden retriever. That's why he's fluffy. But he's super smart, because when she brought him out when we pulled up, and he was so excited to see us. And this is the cute part. He was so excited to see us. She took him off the leash when she got into her building because he knows where they live now. So he just knows how to get to their apartment. So he was running up the stairs, but he kept like turning to look back at us because he was so excited. He kept falling up the stairs. It was so cute. So we saw them and we saw the rest of the family. We went to my uncle's favorite place in the world, and that's the place where they have to go eat whenever they go up there. And I'm kind of over that place, but whatever. East Lansing has changed so much since I was a student at MSU. It's not that it's unrecognizable, and I don't necessarily think development is bad, but oh my god, development over there is crazy. There are like just this, I don't want to say the skyline because there's not really a skyline, but there's like these enormous apartment buildings around campus and going up now, and they're enormous, and there's a Target now where a bunch of other buildings used to be, and that whole complex wiped out a parking lot that used to be there. Like, it's crazy. Just the development there is nuts. We saw the beginning of the football game, but it was a night game and we were tired and ready to go home at that point, so we watched the start of the football game and we listened to it on the way home. MSU lost by like 20 points to Ohio State, which is fine. We can't all beat Ohio State. We can't beat Ohio State every year. It's fine. The only football game I really care about is Michigan versus Michigan State because I really don't like football. But we listened to the game on the way home. My family, I love them. They make me tired. And I'm trying to think what else there is what else happened. That was pretty much my weekend, and it was a good weekend, but I was not ready for Monday. I'll just put it that way. I'm not ready for Monday. It is Monday. I'm not ready for today. What else? I guess I'm gonna stop talking, kind of, but here's my prompt for the comments. So if you've stuck this long, thanks. You're a rock star because I'm really not that interesting. And I stopped talking about knitting about 7 minutes ago. So anyway, comment below and tell me what your top 3 knitting podcasts are, because I'm always looking for new suggestions, and you know, there are a few that I stick around and I watch faithfully. So I'll tell you a little bit about the ones I love and I watch. So, and then you can tell me if you've never heard of them or whatever, or if you like them, let me know too. So I always watch the Cozy Up with the Stitchin' Sisters, always. They're my favorite. I love them. I love them. I also love the Crazy Sock Lady. I love, who else do I watch? I watch other people, but those are like the 2 that I am like, oh, there's a new episode. Okay, I gotta watch. I love the Knit Cafe, Julie. I love her. She hasn't made a new episode in a little while though. She kind of seemed like maybe she lost a little bit of her knitting mojo and was working on other projects. But I hope that next time she updates, she tells us about all of her projects. And then, who else? Oh, I like Stacy from Stress Knits. I like a lot of different ones, and I like ones where it's kind of like where there's the group dynamic. I love that group dynamic. I also just like the ones that are a person talking to a camera, kind of like I'm doing right now. So those are off the top of my head the ones I like. I also like Kelly, which Kelly, you need a new episode. I like Kelly too. So that being said, I know, I'm gonna sign off now. So please comment below if you like this episode. You can give it a thumbs up. That's cool. If you don't like it, if you give it a thumbs down, I probably won't notice. That's fine. And then Comment below, tell me what podcasts you like, and I will see you next time. Thanks again for tuning in. I really appreciate it, and enjoy the rest of your day. Go watch someone else's podcast. All right, thanks. Bye.